peor.
Hello guys, it's really good to have you back in my different channels. Today I am sharing with you the second video of a series dedicated to my trip with my husband to the jungle. A couple of weeks ago we did a road trip, pretty much an adventure in direction to the central jungle of Peru. We live in Lima, so basically we live in the coast of Peru, and it was originally a trip that should have taken no more than 7 hours, and it ended up being a road trip of 14 hours approximately. So it was very long, and now you can see why. It was because of the conditions of the road. In my previous video, I told you about the reasons why we were heading in that direction, and also well, basically the plans of the whole trip. So in the second video I'm showing you some of the landscapes that we had on that first day of our trip, and we were able to see vicuñas during the trip, and flamingos. So those are animals that live on the wild. They are not used to people, so this is just to give you an idea about how desolated the road was. So we were basically putting ourselves in a situation in which if we were, I don't know, having a flat tire, for example, nobody would be able to help us. We had no idea of that until we were in the place. So you can see now the vicuñas, and so far we know they are actually not soft animals. If they feel threatened, they can actually come over you. So they are very wild in that sense, but we were lucky enough to see them very close, and they were not afraid of us. They were sort of like getting closer to us to see how we look like. So I will be dedicating a full video about how to find the differences between vicuñas, alpacas, llamas, and guanacos. That is coming soon. So well, next you can see in the video how beautiful the landscapes in the highlands are. They are not the same depending on how elevated you are. You can see something different always. To the highest zones we call puna. That's where very few kind of vegetation live and few animals live. And now we are descending into a zone that is less high. The night we spent at a town called Acobamba. So our original plan was ending the trip in a complete different location. We were supposed to be ending in the jungle the first day, but it didn't happen because of the road condition. So we finally decided to give up and to just rest for of the long trip. So we found a town that was big enough to have some accommodations, to have some hotels or hostels, and that was Acobamba. Acobamba still was in the elevated zone in the Sierra or the Andes of Peru, but still was quite big to give us the chance of staying, because well, we are in COVID-19 still pandemic situation, so many hotels are closed permanently. So unfortunately, most of the towns were not offering any accommodation. We passed about maybe 8 towns since we were basically off-road, and we were not able to find anyone with accommodations available. So here you can see Marek will giving his speech in Polish, because we also have an alternative channel, an alternative also platform for our followers in Polish language. And well, what we are showing here is the central town of Acobamba, the central, square of Acobamba. This is a community that has about 5,000 people, no more than that, spread over, not just in a center zone. They are around, or living around the urban area. So this is what you can see. The hostel San Miguel was called, and it was quite funny because we live in a district called San Miguel here in Lima. So a very simple accommodation, a hostel, very simple, and we were very surprised because it was cheap, very cheap. So it was something really good, because we were not planning on spending too much money in this trip. Hi guys, how are you? It's nighttime already in this little town called Acobamba. It's much bigger than most of the towns we've seen on our way here. We couldn't make it to La Merced for obvious reasons. The road was very bad. It was very slow, the whole process of coming here. We had no idea the situation of the road. Unfortunately, Google doesn't mention that, and we couldn't get any first-hand information about that road. But on the other hand, we are on a hostel called San Miguel.
Like San Miguel, where we live.
Exactly, we live in San Miguel in Lima. And that's why Marek specially chose this hostel, especially for me. So let me show you how the hotel looks like. Okay, so this is the hostel. The entrance, we have a space for the car, and I want to show you the room now. Thank you. Gracias, Marek. Nice bed. Like, especially for a married couple of 8 years. Like 2 beds separated. Awesome. That's what we were needing, vacation from our marriage. We have some thick blankets. I assume by nighttime is cold. We are about over 2,000 meters.
Almost 3,000 meters.
Almost 3,000 meters above sea level, so we will need those for sure. Of course, very nice touch. Toilet paper. We have towels and TV. So I assume this is a family room. They might have given us the best room they have. A TV. Oh, do you remember, guys, these TVs? We still use them. We still use these TVs here. Nice touch, very vintage. And let's see the bathroom. Nice, very complete. It's all what you need, right, when you are traveling. So, okay, tell me, Marek, what is the damage for this accommodation?
$15.
$15 in soles is
50
soles for one night. Do you think this is the regular price?
No, I think regular price should be a little bit less, but they don't have guests, and for sure they need to cover bills.
The expenses, right?
Yeah,
of running
expenses, so they take a
hotel.
little advantage of the
Mm-hmm.
of the people, maybe. But we
Yeah,
have include they include
parking.
the parking.
Yes, we were not needing to pay separately uh, place for the car, so
Yeah.
that was a good thing. Um,
So then we went out for some food, and we just enjoyed the quiet town, something we are not very used to here in the big city in Lima. So, well, I hope you well, stay tuned for the next video, the next part of this trip. And thank you very much for following and for your likes. Bye. Hi, guys. Let me show you what we found out just a minute before we were leaving the hostel.
we have a flat tire, and it's so flat that we cannot drive to the place where they can fix the tire.